Of all the t-shirts that Forward Merch makes, the biggest seller is the Hamilton t-shirt. Years ago, they had, when it first started up, an order for 500 t-shirts. Yeah. Today, they do like 500,000 a year.
Yeah, they keep pumping them out because there's tours out there, and of course, the Broadway show as well. What's wild is they do Broadway shows and everything in between. There's a lot of heavy metal bands that get their t-shirts from this building as well.
We're going to show off some of those t-shirts as well this week. So this is kind of a tagging machine. What they do here, these t-shirts are for the Mean Girls Broadway show. When they get the shirts in, they rip the tag off, and then they create a special tag for each individual show that they're doing.
Isn't that kind of neat? Even if you're not at the show there in New York to see it, you can order this stuff online. They fulfill those here as well. I just picked up a few extra Cher shirts in case I need. You can never have too many,
One
right?
for each day of the week.
Of course. Stay tuned to Daybreak. You might see these. We're going to have a tour of this place all week long. Have a great night, everybody. Tonight on Chronicle, what do Weird Al and Alexander Hamilton have in common? Their swag is printed in Dover.
We generally produce about 10,000 shirts a day here. Yeah, so that's our average.
Forward Merch.
Music still being the lifeblood of what we do, we found some other niches, and you'll see that we're working with quite a few pretty cool shows on Broadway.
That's next on Chronicle.
When New Hampshire's Mike O'Malley brought the music of Jimmy Buffett to Broadway for Escape to Margaritaville, the t-shirts were printed right here.
Yeah, they're doing some embroidery right behind us. It comes in like this, all plain, but it comes out with the label of whatever show you want.
That's right. Forward Merch is in the Broadway biz nowadays, but its roots come from rock and roll.
The company began making t-shirts for bands like Kiss, AC/DC, and other major groups before venturing onto the Great White Way.
Audrey Cox got a tour and shows us how they create everything from shirts to hats, from start to finish.
Music, Broadway shows, or sports. Chances are you or someone you know has worn a shirt created at Forward Merch.
We generally produce about 10,000 shirts a day here. Yeah, so that's our average. It's about 10,000 a day.
Forward Merch is located inside an industrial park in Dover. Its slogan is, "If you can dream it, we can make it." Their story began with music, creating merchandise for popular rock bands.
I toured with Guns N' Roses, Metallica, Allman Brothers.
Co-owner Jeff Riccio had a background in radio and music management before turning his eye towards merchandising.
Music still being the lifeblood of what we do, we found some other niches, and you'll see that we're working with quite a few pretty cool shows on Broadway.
Those pretty cool shows include Escape to Margaritaville, Dear Evan Hansen, and the show that changed everything, the Broadway smash hit musical Hamilton.
This has been referred to as the house that Hamilton built, and there's a lot of truth in that.
Through networking, Forward Merch teamed up with a merchandising company out of New York City called Creative Goods. That partnership led them to the bright lights of Manhattan's Theater District.
Let's see how we can work together, and the timing was perfect. First, we needed the change, and we can go from a heavy metal band from Scandinavia to 42nd Street Broadway, and they're two different worlds. But to be able to do it without blinking your eye, I'm so proud of that with the people that we have working here.
On this particular day, the Forward Merch team is printing out thousands of Hamilton t-shirts for its San Francisco tour.
Chicago, San Francisco, a lot of these musicals are now touring, so we'll allocate to each facility that they're touring. Some are going into Canada, so we would ship up to Canada.
Once the concept is in place and approved, this team of artists go to work.
The artists do the separation, so they take the artwork, they separate it into the different colors that we're going to use.
Then the artwork comes here to what is called pre-press, where employees like Charlie burn the colors onto a silk screen, creating the image. Once the image is burned, Charlie sprays off the residual ink. And then the shirts head for the printers. And rolled onto this dryer, so hot you can see the steam rising from the machine. Hot off the presses.
Absolutely. Hamilton, San Francisco shirts getting ready to be shipped out.
Yeah. It's really warm too.
Oh, yeah.
That dryer is 350 to 375?
Yep, about 350 to 375, so it cures the ink coming down the dryer.
I like this. I haven't seen the show yet, but I can wear the shirt.
Absolutely.
Fabulous. Once the shirts are sorted, inspected, and folded, all the orders come through here. It's called the touring department. This is the touring department.
Yes, so this is the touring department. After the shirts are printed, they're allocated to a bin. The touring department gets a ship order. So for this order right here, it's for Waitress. It'll be going to Detroit, Michigan, the theater, Fisher Theater in Detroit. So what they'll do is they'll pick the number of shirts that they need for each design, boxed up, taped, palletized, and then sent out FedEx or UPS at the end of the day.
The talents of this team don't stop with the shirts. Forward Merch does embroidery on hats, and clothing, backpacks, and check out this brand new line of merchandise for one of its top clients, Grammy Award-winning songwriter and satirist Weird Al Yankovic. Hats, mugs, even a lunchbox.
It's really evolved. It's just a way of life. It's a pop culture way of life.
And if you have an idea for a shirt of your own for a special event, they will help you create it. We decided to give it a try, bringing in our own artwork. Beautiful, isn't it?
It is. It's beautiful. And we would ask you how you wanted it laid out. Some people want it to be in this format, or you might want just the text taken out. And so once we decide how you want it laid out, then we take it and we put it on the T-shirt.
What happens after the concept, after the art, after it gets mocked up, it gets brought over here to the DTG. She sets it up for placement. She's ready to go. She works her magic.
And then there it is, just what we ordered. If you're unable to attend a Broadway show or a concert, but would love some of the merchandise, this is where Forward Merch manages those online stores. Every one of these bins filled with swag from a show or band that can be mailed directly to you. For Christian, working with the legends he grew up listening to, it's led to a few pinch me moments.
Working with AC/DC is always like one of those things that was like, sort of a reality check moment. The 14-year-old me was just kind of, screeching like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this is actually happening. Seeing the Rolling Stones for the first time when they were touring and doing their merchandise was a big, wow moment for me.
Forward Merch, believing they can turn every T into a work of art.
So Aaron, if you happen to be in Sweden and you go to an Amanda Morris concert there, which by the way is a heavy metal band, the t-shirt that you're going to buy at the merch stand came from here, New Hampshire.
I thought you were going to tell me that they used your six-pack for that.
You're right. Yes, of course they did. That's exactly what they did. That too.
Oh, we talked about Escape to Margaritaville, and they also ship out all kinds of swag from the various shows. Check this out.
Yeah, it's kind of neat. When they need to fill orders, they will ship it anywhere in the world to where that show is.
All I need is a margarita.
That's just, yeah.
All right, so Jess is getting the shirt all ready to have foil added to it. And they do this for t-shirts that they make for Cats and also the Share Show.
This is a little more labor intensive. Watch this right there. She's going to peel this off. Isn't that neat? So that's how they do that. The letters, by the way, were already kind of sticky. They put the gold over and it comes off on it. Yeah, and you end up with this Cats thing right here. Wow, it's a lot of work to that. She can do something like 250 shirts in a day, but it's not easy to do.
It isn't, but we're going to be showing you around here all this week.
All right, have a great night, everybody. I'm supposed to do cats. That's next on Chronicle.
This crew here at Forward Merch in Dover is hard at work putting the finishing touches on the t-shirts for one of the hottest Broadway shows right now, Dear Evan Hansen.
Yeah, it's kind of neat. You may not know this. This company produces t-shirts for all kinds of Broadway shows, about 25 of them right now, and also rock bands like Municipal Waste right here. This is one of their products.
And this is Life of Agony. It is an alternative heavy metal band. You probably know their album, Ugly.
Ugly was a good album. I thought it took them in a different direction, but I kind of liked it.
I like the t-shirt.
Yeah.
So, ta-da! We thought we should show you the finished product here that they're working on back there.
Yeah, if you've never seen t-shirts get made, they actually take paint like this, they layer it on each screen back there, and then it basically gets built as it goes around the circle. Once it's done, they put it in an oven and they cook it so it sets in place.
And here in Dover, they make t-shirts for 25 different Broadway shows and 200 different bands, like we're wearing right now. A lot of heavy metal.
It's interesting, yeah, they have Broadway and heavy metal here at the same time.
It's kind of an interesting combination.
Take a look at that. There are literally hundreds of colors of ink here at Forward Merch. They will get in a graphic from a customer, and at that point they have to take all of these colors and put that onto a t-shirt, right?
Yes, here's the silk screen for the musical Cats. They make the t-shirts for that musical. So I found the black ink, but I'm looking for calico.
All right, you want me to get the calico Cats there. Should you sing us out here? Yeah, we're going to continue our tour all week. I'll find that calico for you. I think the yellow's over here. On Chronicle. Well, you've heard of pizza ovens, right? And maybe brick kilns, you name it, but this is a t-shirt oven in front of us here. Welcome back, everybody, here to Forward Merch in Dover.
Yeah, this is where they make t-shirts for all kinds of bands, including Weird Al Yankovic.
Yeah,
These are sold for his concerts.
And of course, Broadway too, one of their most popular products for Hamilton. If you're wondering why they're coming out of an oven, well, after they print them, they got to dry them. This is how they do it.
It's quite the process.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a dance that they're doing back there. This is quite the process to create these t-shirts. In fact, they have to use sometimes 12 different silk screens to create just one t-shirt.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. But when I go to the Cher concert this summer anywhere in the world, I'll know that it was printed here in New Hampshire. Even if you go online and do some of the online ordering, it was printed here.
I bet a lot of people out there had no idea that that was the case.
Yeah, or that I was going to go to the Cher concert, right?
I think I did know that.
That's true. And there it is, fresh off the printing press into the oven to be shipped off to Broadway to be purchased by some theater fan out there.
It's interesting to see it go around once for the white to say Dear, Evan with the blue, and Hansen with the black.
Isn't it incredible? What started in 1996 in somebody's garage, now they ship 10 to 20,000 items a day out of this facility.
And I think it's so cool. He started doing the Hamilton when the show first was out.
Yeah.
The first order they got was 500 shirts. Now they do like 500,000.
Can you imagine how many they've done? Yeah, it became a little bit popular.
Just a little bit.
Have a great night, everybody.